Let them see your face. Which the girls who never marry, stand up. Hey, if anybody want to marry anyone here, come and touch them. Come and touch the person. Any person you like.
And we're going to talk about a very important topic about mismatch in dating. Understand that when you are choosing a spouse, you're not just choosing a partner, you are choosing your destiny, which kind of destiny you're going to have. And one mistake you can make at this juncture of choosing is when you take somebody whom you are not compatible with. And when people are not compatible, we call it a mismatch. Now the danger of mismatch is enormous because it is life altering in many ways, as we are going to learn. But you're going to begin by understanding exactly what a mismatch is and what can cause a mismatch. Now, one of the things that causes a mismatch is when one person has not grown and matured and the other person is at a different level. So the person who is immature does not share the same values as we do. The two do not share similar values, and therefore it is not possible now to progress because two cannot work together unless they agree. One is doing things in a different way while the other is doing things that are different in a different manner, so that one will not make the things to work. Ensure that as you choose a spouse, as you meet new people, the first few months you are dating and knowing each other, it is a time to establish and to be very sure that you do not have a mismatch. If you proceed into marriage before confirming and ensuring that there is no mismatch, you are going to be very miserable for a long time, and you can be derailed and lose a lot, because it is very key to ensure that everything goes smoothly. So one mismatch is when you do not share the same values. One is a child of the devil, another one is a child of God. For Bible says, do not be unequally yoked with non-believers. So anytime you do that, you become the son or daughter-in-law to the devil, and the devil will always have an open entry to the house, and he can do anything he wants in that house. So when one person when you do not share the same values, then there will be a source of conflict, especially in decision making. There will be a lot of conflict in expectations and in executing of all the marriage responsibilities. There will always be a serious problem with execution. So another problem that you'll have that can cause a mismatch is when the two people are at different stages of development. Understand that the human being has many phases. We grow into different phases. We begin life at the learning and developmental stage. We grow, and after that you have the stage where you are matured and you are executing and fulfilling your purpose in life. This is the stage where people get children, they further their career, they get good jobs, and there's the stage of relaxing, and there's a stage of where you are now relaxed, you are enjoying the fruit of your labor, you are in retirement and waiting for your day to be with the Maker. So if somebody who has already retired and is not thinking about developing themselves gets hooked up with somebody who is still energetic and wants to begin a family, then the two will be a mismatch, because the energy levels will be different and the objectives and priorities will be very different, and it will be a source of conflict. Like you marry an older person who does not want children, and you have not had any child, you will always find that there is a source of conflict in that place. So ensure that you marry the person who you are at the same level or phase in life, to avoid culture shock, because the young people still have a lot to explore in life. You cannot marry a young person and you are in middle age and expect that you will be compatible. There will be a lot of conflict in that relationship. So another part that you have to ensure that you are compatible in is intellectual and in your understanding and in the wisdom that you have. Now, when a wise person connects with a fool or somebody with lower intelligence, then you are not able to see things in the same dimension and the same frequency, and that will be a great source of conflict when one person is not seeing things. The way you are seeing them becomes very, very dangerous. Another thing is if you do not share the same vision or goals in life, especially if you may both be born again, but one person is not so keen into the things of God, into ministry, the other person is into business. And if you cannot have shared values of doing one thing and the other person supporting you, then there will be division, there will be a lot of conflict, mismatch, and a lot of pain. So in the Bible, we find many cases of people who had mismatch in relationships, and they caused them stagnation in life, they caused them disfavor with God, and some of them even cost them their life and a lot of pain. So the first and most obvious case is the one for King Solomon. You find that he had strange women, and when he connected with these strange women, what happened is that they drew his heart away from God. Anytime you are with somebody who is not very passionate about serving God, the first thing they do is to dampen your spirit and your motivation. This person will not be motivating you to move forward. They will, most of the time, be discouraging you from serving the Lord and paying the sacrifices. So you find that your heart after some time becomes dull in serving the Lord. So another person that is very common and well known is Samson. What happened is that after he connected with Delilah, there are many things that happened. Now the most tragic thing is that he lost sight. So anytime you are mismatched, you lose your vision. So the first judgment you get for making the mistake of being mismatched is that you lose the vision that God gave you. Because when God gives you a vision, he expects you to also pick the helper that he has provided, who will help you to quicken you, empower you to fulfill that vision of God. Anytime you get some person who is not the best for you, what happens is that this person may kill that vision that God gave you. In the case of Samson, his vision was destroyed because he married the daughter of the devil. The daughter of the devil is working for the Philistines, and Samson is working for God. Now God wants Samson to destroy the Philistines to protect the Israelites from the Philistines. And Delilah is there to ensure that the Philistines are not defeated by Samson. The Philistines get to know what is the strength of Samson and get to destroy Samson. So you understand that the worst thing you can do is to marry your own principality. The worst thing you can do is to marry the person whose vision and objective is to destroy you. And that is what Samson did. Another thing you find with Samson is that he began to grind the mill and walk around without his eyes. So anytime you marry somebody who is not there to support your vision, you forfeit your vision and you begin to do things that are not productive. You begin to waste time. You begin to go round about doing stuff that is not of eternal value, that does not have any significance and consequence in your life. So it's very tragic and sad that he lost his purpose and he began to just entertain the Philistine lords. So the last thing that happened to Samson is that he lost his life prematurely. Anytime you connect with a mismatch, then life can also be lost, because now they draw away from you your energy. They draw away the purpose and the reason God has put you on earth. Most of the time, this can result into your demise. So we find also the story of the prodigal son. He also wasted his resources with the prostitutes. Now these prostitutes are not people to match with, so there was a mismatch. He had inheritance that he needed to grow so that he can give it to his children, but unfortunately he connected with the harlots whose work is to eat and not to grow him. The Bible says that a strange woman is like a deep pit. So what happened to him is that he got this mismatch who is not there to help him grow his wealth, but to spend it and to waste it. So that nothing can grow, nothing can move before you get a person who is good and fit to help you. Understand, after God created Adam, he looked for a helpmeet. So among the animals, none was found who could help him. And that is why God had to decide to choose to create Eve, who was a helpmeet, flesh of his flesh and bone of his bone. And because of that, the human race has been there for over 6,000 years, still growing, because Adam got a helpmeet, somebody who was fit to help him achieve the goal of and the purposes that God put inside of him. So young people, one of the things that you do after you meet a new person is to make sure that you take enough time, take copious amount of time, take a lot of time, take ample time to know the person, to know what they stand for, what are their values, what is their character, and do you share the same vision? Are you at the same place and stage in life? Are you at the stage of building and beginning a career or building a family, or the other person is not willing, is not ready to do that? They're not mature, or they are not children of God. They are sons of the devil, because what the devil does before he destroys you is to bring somebody in your life.
There's a woman you marry that will help you squander what your father gave you. But there's a woman you marry that the best your father gave you becomes the beginning of true greatness. You have scores to settle with life. You have debts to pay. You are owing life 3/4 of your life by marrying wrong. Listen, you can't separate a wife from the future. There are women you marry and your future is finished. You will never build a house. You will never buy anything. You will never improve the lives of your brothers and sisters. You will never change your father's compound, because you married your own principality.
Anybody who comes close to you will either help you or cause you to be demoted in life. You should guard your space jealously, because the devil wants to destroy people's destiny using mates. And when you are looking for a mate, it is a window that the enemy can use to destroy your life and to terminate the great calling that you have. So not everybody has faith, but God is faithful and able to deliver us from the wicked people. God bless you so much. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and let us hear from you. God bless you.